Evening, everyone! So, it's... okay. Between videos, it's been quite a while. And even out here in the real world, it's been a while since... just been a while. And it's gonna be a while before this goes up, because I'm attempting to watch, sorry, my nose is so freaking itchy. I am attempting to watch all of Fame. I found a YouTube account that has all 6 seasons of Fame, the TV series. So I'm currently on season 5, so I have one more season left, which I am so happy about. But anyway, tonight is a review on The Patchwork Girl of Oz by L. Frank Baum, illustrated by John R. Neal. It's Neal. Neal. That's how we're going to be pronouncing it. Neal. So this is the next book after the Emerald City, and after Ozma made a decree that no one would be allowed from the outside world, like here where we live, to be able to get into Oz anymore. So now there's an invisible barrier around Oz, or some kind of cloud formation, something like that. So this is the first book after that. So apparently Frank has this extremely tall because he's no longer alive anymore, and no more books really coming out, that he could contact Dorothy by wireless radio and get more stories, because during this time, the 1812, the children wanted more stories from Oz. So this was the next one after that. I have to say, it's not my particular favorite. There's a few particular favorites that I haven't had. There's a few books previous to this that were not my particular favorites. But comparing this book to those ones, the first 6, those first 6 are better than this to compare. But it was a good story. We got to find out about Patchwork Girl, or Scraps as she's calling herself. She's an interesting character, need to say the least. She looks like one too. But I didn't like her all that much. Not really. And this whole story just, it felt weird. It didn't feel, I don't know, it just didn't have that same Oz feeling that I got from the previous 6. But it was an interesting tale nonetheless, because we do get to meet the Crooked Magician, whom we're kind of introduced to in the second book, when we meet Pip and Jack Pumpkinhead, and we found out Pip is actually Ozma transformed into a boy, all that stuff. And we actually get to meet him in this book, and he's not as bad as old Mombi had made him out to be. He's kind of like a nutty professor kind of thing. And he's very reclusive, even though he has a wife. But anyway, I don't know. It was just an interesting book, and you find out about other strange creatures and stuff in Oz, because basically we can't go outside of Oz anymore. I don't really have anything else to say about it, because there's not a whole lot that was oh my god, that is so shocking, or it's other than the Patchwork Girl being I didn't like her personality. She was just you're not someone I kind of don't want to be friends with. She's a little weird. But that also goes with her character, because she's a patchwork girl. She's totally mismatched, and she's not as kind of concrete as the Tin Woodsman or TikTok or Scarecrow And I have to say, she's not even like Jack Pumpkinhead. Because his like clothing is like, he's got like a green shirt, purple vest, red pants, and brown shoes. But he's a lot better than she is, suffice it to say. So that's the Patchwork Girl. I do recommend reading it because my review on it is not the best, but it's interesting. And you get to find, like, there's only real one, like, interesting thing, and it's when Ojo and his little band first come to the Emerald City. And it's something that it seems like it's just been introduced recently. Because I don't think needed it before, but it's an interesting, weird thing that they have that. Wow, I cannot talk. That Frank introduced to in the book, and when you go to the Emerald City. So you will have to read it to find out. And now that I'm finished that, now this marks my halfway point. There's 14 books in the original series, and this is book 7. So I am halfway through. I am starting on book 8, which is TikTok of Oz by L. Frank Baum, illustrated by John R. Neal. Now, because our adventures seem to be originally starting with TikTok and Dorothy, whom I prefer reading about more, because I don't know. I like them a whole lot better than the characters that we go adventuring in this book. Even though Dorothy and the Scarecrow do come along like at the halfway point of the story, they're not the greatest adventure, but it's an okay adventure. I'm hoping this one will be a better adventure. And it looks like we get introduced to a new character, which is a donkey. Let's read the back. In this delightful fantasy, we meet Queen and so forth of Oogaboo and her army, 16 officers and 1 private soldier, who set out to conquer the world. What follows is a series of exotic adventures in which the Shaggy Man attempts to find his long-lost brother, held captive by the Gnome King. Oh, okay, that is a curveball from left side. How on earth would his brother be captive by the Gnome King? And just... wow, that is the weirdest curveball right there, Baum. TikTok, a curious mechanical man. When was TikTok curious? TikTok has never been curious. TikTok is a mechanical and very, extremely simplistic. And, if you tell him to do something, he will just do it automatically, without question. And he's just basically almost like a computer kind of mechanical thing. So, how did he become so curious? Oh my gosh. Agrees to assist Shaggy in his search. And Polychrome, oh my god, we get to see Polychrome again! Well, not see her, but we get to read about her again. I'm excited. I really like that character. Stops to play and suffers the awful fate of being deserted by her rainbow. Again, Polychrome. You'll also meet Betsy Bobbin and Hank the Mule. So I guess this is Betsy Bobbin and her mule. What are they doing on TikTok? Eventually, everyone comes together in the expedition to help Shaggy locate his misplaced sibling. Before they can do that, however, they must first overcome the Gnome King, a tricky bit of business with many pitfalls. The Gnome King's magic proves especially troubling, thanks to some timely assistance from a quizzical character named Quawks. Yes, Quawks. The Gnome King is defeated. After many diverting escapades, Shaggy's brother, is found and the expedition arrives before the gates of the Emerald City. Oz lovers of all ages will delight in this charming flight of fancy, established with 93 illustrations by John R. Neal. Okay, this should prove to be a more interesting book. Okay, do we have any pictures at the back? No. No pictures at the back right now. And on the back cover, there's this picture. If you hear something in the background, it's my sister watching the first High School Musical. Oh, sweet! Hold on, let me just fix this corner page right here. I have been wanting this for so long. It's the map of Oz and its surrounding areas. Wow, Ooga Booga is actually in there. And so is Jinxland. And Yips. Okay, I do believe that the Winky and the Munchkin Land are on opposite sides, which is wrong. But I think in another book I have, they have it in color, so maybe we'll find out. Maybe it'll be actually proper. Huh. This is interesting. Look at the Scoodlers. And then, like, in little dots right here, it has Dunkerton and Foxville, where Dorothy, Polychrome, and the Shaggy Man came through. But I don't think it should be there. Because when they left the Scoodlers, they, maybe, because it has a little thing right here that says where the sandboat crossed. So I'm a little confused. I'm not completely sure. Track of the magic carpet, where the Gnome King tunnel was. Huh, we never went to the Kingdom of Dreams. Huh. This is all very fascinating. I need to stop staring at it, or this video would be extremely long. There's another picture of TikTok, I believe, in a well, and they're trying to get him out. There's another one with the Shaggy Man TikTok, and I'm guessing Betsy Bobbin, whom they've just gotten TikTok out of the water. Here's another little illustration right here. I don't know what the heck they are. I'm thinking they're gnomes. I don't know. There's another picture right here with, it's either Ozma. Well, it can't be Ozma because Ozma has long hair, but it might be Dorothy. To Louis F. Goxchalk, whose sweet and dainty melodies breathe the true spirit of fairyland. This book is affectionately dedicated. See, she has the Ozzy crown and the scepter, but Ozma has long hair, so maybe she just has her hair up. I'm not exactly sure. There's some gnomes on a donkey. No, the mule. There we go. And then here's TikTok again with a large flower. To my readers, the very marked success of my last year's fairy book, The Patchwork Girl of Oz, convinces me that my readers like the Oz stories best of all, as one little girl wrote me. So here, my dears, is a new Oz story in which is introduced, and so forth, the Queen of Ooga Booga, whom TikTok assisted in conquering our old acquaintance, the Gnome King. Wait! Wow, this is a lot of stuff that does not make sense, but hopefully will make sense when I read this. It also tells of Betsy Bobbin and how many adventures she finally reached the marvelous land of Oz. There is a play called The TikTok Man of Oz, but it is not like the story of TikTok of Oz, although some of the adventures recorded in this book, as well as those in several other Oz books, are included in the play. Those who have seen the play, and those who have read the other Oz books, will find in this story a lot of strange characters and adventures that they have never heard of before. In the letters I receive from children, there has been an urgent appeal for me to write a story that will take Trot and Captain Bill to the Land of Oz, where they will meet Dorothy and Ozma. Also, they think Button Bright ought to get acquainted with Ojo the Lucky. As you know, I am obliged to talk these matters over with Dorothy by means of the wireless, for that is the only way I can communicate with the Land of Oz. When I asked her about this idea, she replied, "Why, haven't you heard?" I said, "No." "Well," came the message over the wireless, "I'll tell you all about it by and by, and then you can make a book of that story for the children to read." So, if Dorothy keeps her word, and I am permitted to write another Oz book, you will probably discover how all of these characters came together in the famous Emerald City. Meantime, I want to tell all of my little friends, whose numbers are increasing by many thousands every year, that I am very grateful for the favor they have shown my books and for the delightful little letters I am constantly receiving. I am almost sure that I have as many friends among the children of America as any story writer alive, and this, of course, makes me very proud and happy. L. Frank Baum, Oscott at Hollywood in California, 1914. Here's another drawing here in which we have the mule. I'm guessing Betsy, Shaggy Man, TikTok, Polychrome, and I have no idea who that person is. This person down here looks like a gnome, but I'm not sure. Here's TikTok and the mule, and then this, I'm gonna guess this, Anne's army, because this is and so forth. And then this is, yeah. So I'm gonna end my video here, and I'm going to continue watching Fame Season 5, and read this during the intro and outro. Okay? Everyone have a very good night, and keep on reading. Okay? Good night.
So that no one would be able to get in when we talk to which the steps this in which this